Today's video is about Make Them Beg for Death by the band Dying Fetus, which was released on September 8th, 2023 through Relapse Records. This was the winning pick from the poll that I posted on my community tab, and it's the one you asked for. This album is generating a lot of buzz, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. I'll tell you, yes, it delivers. So as usual, I'll provide you with some background information, discuss the critics' opinions of the songs and the sound of the album, then give my final score at the end. So let's get into it. Dying Fetus is a death metal band from Maryland. They've undergone many lineup changes over the years. The constant is John Gallagher, who is essentially the driving force behind the band. Currently, they are a three-piece band featuring Sean Beasley on bass and vocals and Trey Williams on drums. They've been around a while. Their first album was released in 1996, and this is their ninth album. If you want to know where the name of the band came from, according to John Gallagher, the band name was chosen while the members were young, and it was intended to be offensive. 30 years ago, it was probably considered offensive. Now it just sounds like the name of an abortion clinic. If you're wondering what this band sounds like, they are more than just a death metal band. I believe they lean more towards grindcore and technical death metal, and you can also classify them in the subgenre of slam. The music is incredibly heavy, featuring lots of blast beats and fast technical guitar riffs. They make ample use of palm muting on the guitars to create those chunky, distorted sounds, which I think is one of the band's standout features. The lyrics are brutal and graphic, in line with the album's horror movie theme cover, which I'll discuss next. So this album cover is probably one of the best I've seen in a while. It appears to be inspired by old 70s horror movie posters, reminiscent of slasher films or the works of Dario Argento. It's highly memorable, unique, and one of my favorites of the year. This will be a cool horror movie, maybe something like this.
In the darkest corners of fear, where the line between life and death blurs, five strangers will meet their worst nightmares. Within this forsaken place, the past never stays buried. They thought they were alone, but they were wrong. In a world where death is the only escape, they will beg for death, but it will never come. Make them beg for death, coming soon to haunt your every nightmare.
Now let's look at what some of the critics are saying. The first is an excerpt from Angry Metal Guy. Dying Fetus succeeds again in this regard with a crunchy, addictive batch of rugged, no-frills staples to continue their hot streak and appease their legions of devotees. It may not be your favorite Dying Fetus album, but it is a hell of a good time regardless. And metalinjection.net gave this album a 9 out of 10, stating, Make Them Beg for Death is simply packed with those catchy moments as the band is taking care to make every moment count. It helps that John has landed on a solid mid-range power guitar tone and possesses an almost comically good death metal growl. Moving on to something different, this band writes some very graphic lyrics, although they do tend to be a little campy at times. Let's take a look at some of the lyrics from the single Feast of Ashes. So the song starts off saying, in weakness, there's a stench that slowly rises. So this line suggests when someone shows weakness or vulnerability, it can attract negative attention or criticism from others. Weakness is seen as something negative. Next line goes, packs of wolves surround, there's no surprises. So here, packs of wolves metaphorically represents people who take advantage of someone's weakness. It implies that when someone is vulnerable, they may become a target for exploitation or mistreatment, and this outcome is not expected. The third line is, to churn the water stirs and starts a frenzy. So this line uses imagery related to baiting sharks with chum to indicate that intentionally provoking a situation can lead to chaos and conflict. The fourth line, appeasement first spawns more evil entities. This suggests that trying to appease or give in to those who exploit weakness may only encourage more negative behavior and manipulation. And the fifth line I'll talk about, with no poker face, your foes look to disgrace. Here it implies when a person doesn't hide their vulnerability, like a poker face, their enemies seek to humiliate or shame them. So overall, the lyrics are well written, thoughtful, and cohesive, even though the harsh vocals aren't always easy to understand. As an added bonus, you can read the lyrics to gain a deeper understanding of the songs. So now let's get into the songs. And the album is straightforward, it's to the point, 10 songs, 37 minutes, so let's go. Enlightened Through Agony kicks off the album with some brutal slam riffs and harsh The vocals are very deep and guttural, and there are lots of blast beats. The band likes to change tempos a lot in their songs, and here is no exception. Compulsion for Cruelty is next, and this track is very technical. Track starts with some complex guitar riffs, then it goes into some of those chugging guitar riffs. The vocals are almost understandable in this track and has everything you would expect. Feast of Ashes was one of the singles, and this one alternates between the chugging slam sound and the technical guitar riffs. The song is very complex, and you get this hit with blast beats, or they're fired off in short rounds to keep things interesting by switching gears a number of times throughout the song. Jordan in the Van is a brutal song. It's kind of short at 1 minute and 42 seconds. This one packs in all the heaviness in a short time span. They don't waste any time, and they have enough here to make a really good song. Unbridled Fury is just what you would expect. It's a fast and brutal. They have a music video for this one, lots of blast beats. It's kind of a song you would want to bang your head to. This might be the heaviest song on the album, if that's even possible to gauge, considering the rest of the songs. When the Trend Ends is a song about the current state of the internet and people chasing cloud, but they write the lyrics in a way it sounds like a horror movie, and the song is a continuation of what you would expect, lots of chugging and palm muted guitar riffs and brutality. Undulating Carnage is a brutal song. I like how they switch back and forth between the fast and heavy drum beats and the slower, chunky guitar riffs. This band likes to do that very well. Raised in Victory, Raised in Defeat. It sounds a little different. It's more of a, where it starts like traditional thrash metal and then it gets very brutal. After a few seconds, it's just something that seems a little different. Hero's Grave is very fast and brutal. Not that I need to tell you that at this point, for those of you still watching, I like to give comprehensive reviews and cover everything. I like to break down at the 2.5 minute mark where they slow down and give you some thick and heavy riffs. Subterfuge is the final song. This one brings back a little of that technicality in the riffing. This one is good because it has lots of tempo changes and it makes the song more memorable. And that is all. It was kind of hard album to review because the songs are all about the way they make you feel. It's just lots of heaviness and the feeling and different changes you go through when you listen to it. So it's kind of hard to put into words. But I was able to make a video. It's like 9 or 10 minutes long or so. So my score is a 9 out of 10. Really good album. I recommend using this for cardio interval training because it goes from like super fast intense to mid pace to slower parts, and you can definitely work out to it. And that's all.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video. It helps me with the algorithm. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and check out this video right here. It's some more death metal, one of my recent reviews. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.